This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.
Hello Australia, welcome to another Big Couch, episode 621 to be exact. Having a look, not a bad cast list here. We've got the Bitched team in, Ted Bull, Jen Merrigan and Chris Hilsey, should be a lot of fun. Later on we talk books with Di Wilcox, she's got a brand new family book. We've also got a local guy who's written a book about real estate. His name is Luke Harris, he's coming in to talk to Nisha. Later on we talk about some new vitamins that are great for your health, they're called Juice Plus. And we give away, or we try and give away, another trip to Singapore by picking up the phone. Stay tuned for that one. And we've got travel with Steve Collins as well. As always, we're going to Cambodia this week. Later on, fresh and local Spanish cooking with Machaletas, Colombian cooking. Stay tuned for that one. And music-wise, we've got a couple of young kids that are going to open the show. So it's a Big Couch, 621, starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh.
Well, welcome to The Couch. Hope you can stick around for the next hour. We have got a big show. Performing for us centre stage, the opening song for The Couch today is Sienna Rabone. Here she is with her true colours. Make her welcome.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. Oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside of you can make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up, 'cause you know I'll be there. And I'll see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up, 'cause I'll always be there. And I'll see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors. True colors are shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
Welcome back to The Couch, and this is our bitches segment. Thank you to Sienna there, she did beautifully performing. Let me welcome our bitches for today. We've got Chris Ilsley from 882 6PR.
I dispute that. I am not a bitch. I am many things, but a bitch is not one.
Thank you.
But I'm going to start bitching.
Thank you. Jen Merrigan, thank you from Have a Go News.
Thank you.
Welcome
I'm happy
back.
to be a bitch.
And of course,
I
Ted.
see myself as being a part of the batch of bitches
Ted Bill.
who occasionally botches it up.
Ted Bill.
Ted Bill.
Botching it
In
up
fact,
instead of
you
bitching
know,
it
Bill
up.
is the correct pronunciation of my name.
Really?
It's Bill. My
Bill.
name. It's Norwegian.
Straight like bouquet.
We're talking Nestle here.
Well, thank you very much. It's time's up now. Thanks for watching.
It's great.
Let me start with you, Ted, because what have you got as a story
Well,
today?
first off, Sienna, how good was she? What a great song.
Young
and I
girl.
believe Cindy. How old's Cindy Lauper now? Who wrote it?
65.
65.
She's certainly,
65, honey.
and she's showing her true colours, isn't she?
Oh, the
Sorry.
wits are flying today. I am talking about something which it's rather sad in some ways that now we have the idea of security here in Perth being boosted up because of what's been happening overseas. And I guess it reminds us all that we tend to think we are so safe here in Perth, that we're isolated, but we're not.
Yes.
Apart from... we're not apart from the possibility of terrible things happening. So,
Yeah.
so they're bringing in... You sound serious, Fred.
No, I think I saw the article.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
well, I don't need to talk about it. No. So what they're doing, they're beefing up security. So it's like airline security. And I have to say that I have a personal interest here because I'm not quite sure whether you're aware that I have 2 knee replacements, apart from my other medical conditions.
medical one.
I have 2, and they always set off alarms. When I first went through, an airport alarm went bzzz. I thought, what's going wrong? And this person comes out with rubber gloves. I thought, hello, I hope he's not a proctologist. and he did say, do you want to go to a private room? And I thought, woo! Anyway, so he...
Not with gloves like that, I
That's
don't.
exactly right. So he checked me over, did all those things, and then I thought...
Did you say he tipped you over? Or
Well, no, he
checked
checked
you
me
over?
over.
Oh,
So the
He
next...
might have wanted to tip him over, but he
So-
only checked him over.
I wish you could reword that. Anyway, so the next time I did it, I thought I'd be Mr. Funny Man. And I said...
no.
And that was... Yeah, because I said... who you
down
feeling?
your-
I mean, how you feeling? And he gave me this
they
dirty
don't
look.
laugh.
And really, I realised then what you do, you just shut up and let them go over your body.
So
let them enjoy that moment.
What's the new procedure that they're trying to put in?
The same procedure.
What is that? Just checking people out? Isn't there a new facial recognition thing happening as well?
Yeah, that's happening.
That's
as well.
happening too. Yeah.
Yeah,
thanks to
apparently
Facebook.
you won't need your
You want to hear a
passport.
funny story about security? Years ago, we worked with a bloke who's one of the sales reps, actually. He's a bit of a practical joker.
Yeah.
And we had another woman who worked with us, and I've got to tell you, the kindest word I could say about her is she was neurotic. And she was going to Cairns or somewhere for a holiday, and she mentioned that she was going via Alice Springs. And this bloke who'd worked in the police force said, oh, Alice Springs, I got a mate who works in customs at Alice Springs. I can arrange a full cavity search for you. Well, this woman just about went nuts, to the point that she was just about not ready to jump on the plane until somebody said to her, you know something? They don't have customs at Alice Springs.
But you know, I went-
Maybe it is one of their
when
customs in Alice Springs, a full cavity search.
It could be. Who knows?
They've got some funny
They probably
customs
had
in
more,
Alice
and
Springs.
they've probably got
Oh.
more time there. They could probably do that.
I've been to the Alice Spring
went,
Airport. There's no cavity searches
Do you
at
know
Alice.
what was funny? I went to
The only
to Bali.
cavities are the ones in the runway. The plane's liable to fall down.
They're still
when,
waiting for a 737 to come out of it. Oh, sorry, Fred.
That's all right. I didn't want to interrupt your program. No, it's all good. When I went to Bali from Broome, from Broome? Is that Darwin? Sorry, there was a lady there. There was a big queue, and they check everything. They're not like Perth. Perth is very quick. In Darwin, they check your bags and everything. And this lady had shampoo, and she bought brand new shampoo.
Can't get it on.
And the grandmother said, "I told you you wouldn't be allowed to bring it on. You should have put it in your luggage." They took it all.
And so they
took
should.
it
That's
all.
the way it goes.
And
because
now
at the
that
end
there's
of the
powder
day-
as well. You know,
at
like,
the end of the day, I want people to check it all out. And I must admit, when you go international from Perth now, which I've done on several occasions, when I've been travelling, you know, you go through that thing that takes a picture of you.
Correct.
And, you know, if you're smuggling something like a salami, it would show up.
Like
wouldn't
my
it?
French
Where do you-
cheese I had taken off.
Oh no!
I
that's
took
terrible.
French cheese.
Sort of like, is that a salami in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Yeah.
It took a while, but we eventually got onto my.
You got the salami out in
got
the
the
end?
salami. No, but it also brings about why were you trying to take French cheese?
Because we were going to Bali
Bali?
for 10 days
So you
and
bring your
we
own
had a
cheese.
villa, and I thought it'd be nice to take some cheeses and things that I still had left in my fridge. So I put my little carry bag,
Yeah.
I went through customs,
busted.
and I was busted.
Busted for
You
cheese.
will be.
Busted, and they
You
took
will.
my cheese.
And
Work
soon
it,
you-
and you'll have a red flag come up
Do you
every
know
time.
what the
now.
headline
Sorry,
was in
Fred,
Have a
you want
Go
to know?
News?
Oh, well, I wouldn't want to
Cheesecakes.
interrupt.
Cheesecakes.
Can I just say to you, even powder, very soon you won't, as of July 1, you can't take talcum powder in your bags anymore.
But why would you use talcum powder? Talcum is rock.
That's what
why
I mean.
would
I
you
don't-
sprinkle rock
But
on
even
your body?
any sort of, anything that's granulated, sugar, salt, they take everything. Because you could put explosives in there these days. So they're actually checking, they're so thorough now.
But do you mind really? I mean, seriously, folks.
I don't
But
carry
this is
it.
for a
Cheddar's
concert.
about to be
Yeah, this
serious.
is for- well,
this is for
what
a
is this one
concert.
for?
Well, you know what they do?
Yep.
We went to that ice show, Disney on Ice.
Yeah.
And they contacted us and said, can you get there 15 minutes before because of security? So they tell you that they want you there a little earlier. And they checked us all out. And there's Eva, a 9-year-old, with just a little clutch purse. And they said, we best check that out.
Yeah.
You know. And
Well,
then I sort of thought, sorry, Fred.
They
don't
could easily,
interrupt
they
you.
could, no, but they
Yeah,
could use kids
You could
now.
use a kid as a, yeah.
Well,
You're
they'd be-
right.
Some
yeah.
people would.
So
without
are you
blinking.
saying, Ted, as the security procedure that we're talking about
Yeah,
at the start of
yeah.
it, is that a good thing?
Oh, yeah, fine. It's sad, and I'm sorry that it's come to this. But hey, if you feel more secure and you're safer at any venue, we know it's happening.
And you've got no choice. 'cause
yeah,
things have
I mean,
happened.
look what happened
rest-
in France and,
Exactly.
and England,
England.
and you know.
Absolutely.
So, Jen, you're on board. You happy with the security?
Yeah.
Chris as well.
Yep.
All right.
Bend over.
He likes the glove. He's stuck on
Our
that
resident
glove.
proctologist.
There's not that much fun in radio. We
I
don't
just
wear
crossed
gloves.
my legs.
Jen, what have you got for us today?
Oh, this is hard-hitting news, Fred.
Yep.
Stand by.
Stand by. A dater who uploaded a quirky bathroom shot, which I imagine quirky bathroom shot meant she was actually sitting on the loo, for her Tinder profile, has revealed she's been contacted by 23 men,
Yeah.
but none of them had romance on their
Oh,
mind.
don't tell
What
me.
did they want?
Don't tell me people have got toilet fetishes.
Oh,
Please, no.
So this hard-hitting piece is actually...
hard, all right.
I believe she had a Tinder behind
it
her.
leaves a horrible. it leaves a horrible taste in the mouth.
It was, you know why all the men,
Why?
the men
Why,
contacted
Jen?
her,
Why
Yeah.
did this happen, Jen?
sparking a fierce debate
Yes.
about the way she put her toilet roll on the toilet.
Oh,
Is that it?
Yeah.
was she an outie or an innie?
Yes. Well, she must have been an innie.
Ah.
So instead of
What a
it
stupid thing to get
folding
it.
over, so one of them said, even brought up the fact that when it was patented back in 1891 or something like that,
Yeah.
it was patented to go over the top because if it went the other way, it could pick up germs from the
great.
wall.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's
So-
Can I just
practical.
ask a question? What's it going to pick up from your posterior? Could we safely
no, from the
conclude,
wall.
without going
I
into detail, that it's going to pick up more germs?
Obviously, I would have
this
to
is now
say.
where you need your gloves.
And this has become, and this has become such a big issue. Can we say the shit has hit the fan? Really?
Did Fred really say?
Actually, I'm a little bit more discreet than you.
Thank you.
The excreta has hit the oscillator.
So this lady obviously did it for a reason.
Well, I think she was just trying to
Trying
be
to pick
funny.
up men.
Well, sitting
while
on the
sitting on the
dunny.
Well,
toilet.
yeah, well, I don't think
We
she...
could almost do a jingle. I was trying to be funny when I was sitting on the dunny.
Chris,
Even though it's running.
Chris saved us. We'll just sit here and let them laugh
dear,
before it sounds.
dear.
You can't pay for this. Let's lift ourselves up a little bit.
Yes.
Chris, what's your story today?
Well, apparently disgruntled NBN customers could be left without the Ombudsman's help. Now, I know you worked in the Federal Public
Yeah,
Service
yeah.
at one time. What we've got here is they want to take some of the telecommunication industry Ombudsman's functions and transfer them to a new thing that's going to be the EDR. Right, everyone loves acronyms. That's
Yep.
the External Dispute Resolution. Now, the only problem with that is, you know the old line about, hi, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. Round about the time you have that conversation is when you know everything is about to go pear-shaped.
Correct.
And this is what's going to happen here. What's going to happen is people are going to not know who to complain to. And when they do complain to somebody, what you've done is
who's
you've
in charge of it?
empowered a whole lot of people to go, well, that's not my department. You're going to have to talk to Fred.
Don't you
Then
reckon
we
it would
talk
have
to
been
Fred
better?
and say, no, you have to talk to Ted. And he'll say, no, you have to talk to Jen.
Wouldn't it have been better if they just took the Ombudsman's office, TIO, and given it straight to the Government Communications Department, like they used to do years ago?
No. You want the TIO to be independent.
But at the moment, it's not really independent because they're being paid by the telephone companies.
Yeah, but the telephone companies aren't able to influence them. It's not as though they're paying and they have a power of influence over them.
So you reckon leave it as it is?
Well,
Yeah.
what does this have to do with where the toilet roll is? That's what I want to know.
Well, because
have you had
public
the
servants
NBN?
take lots of toilet. Okay, public servants take lots of toilet.
Don't you
breaks,
remember when you
allegedly.
worked at the ABC, you used to
Yes.
nick the toilet paper? It was very good quality.
Funny you should say this because...
Statute limitations?
No, that's okay. Now, even at Curtin FM,
Yeah.
I go in there last Saturday and I always take tissues to blow my nose, and obviously someone else has a runny nose because there's a roll of toilet paper in the studio and people obviously are ripping it off.
Yeah,
I mean, I
soft.
shouldn't mention that, but does that happen at 6PR too? Do you
No,
find
we got
toilet
boxes
rolls?
of tissues.
No, we actually have
Boxes.
bona fide tissues.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
but
Just don't do what I did. I
posh
used one of
studio
those
now.
Pino Clean
Yeah.
ones. Have you ever
posh, though.
accidentally
Posh, is it
taken
really?
the Pino Clean one? You know those wet ones that are like Pino Clean
You
to
remember
wash
the ad
desk?
for those? Pop up, the wet
Yeah.
ones.
They're not the best to put on your face because you find
No.
that
Oh, you
I
wouldn't-
cleaned my face with one and then I realised every time I drank anything, you get all that sour taste. But it was
Great.
all right.
Just what you want to do, taste the wet ones.
Yeah,
So
I'm
what-
glad we moved on from the NBN.
So-
Do you know, just very quickly, when I
Yep.
was in Melbourne the last year, and they had this big thingo, Telstra, whoever, and they said, we can tell you when your NBN will be connected. We said, well, we're from Perth. And they said, doesn't matter, we can tell you exactly when. Smile. And they said, what's your address? So I gave them the address, which is Government House. And and they checked it up and they said, well, that will be January 2019.
Yes.
18 months away from when I checked it.
Yeah,
and I live
exactly.
8 kilometres, no, 4.5
We
kilometres
had
from
ours
town.
Yeah, but you forget, you're probably not in a marginal seat politically for the federal government, so
yeah.
that has an influence. And the other thing is, your suburb was probably wired for telephones when, I don't know, Ben Chifley was Prime Minister.
Yeah, I think it
and
was.
somebody's
Yeah, it's an
probably
old
looked at
suburb.
that and said,
When
I reckon
Harold
we can get
Holt
10
drowned.
years out of that cable.
It's like, let's go back.
What are you doing? Anyway,
Poor old Ted, he's gonna get a complex.
I just very quickly, I am in charge of changing the toilet rolls at home.
Yes.
That's my job.
Which way?
I do it, I vary it. Just to keep a bit of interest in the toilet.
Okay.
Good.
So you go into our dunny
Yeah.
and you think, oh, it must be Wednesday because the roll's that way.
What a wonderful idea. See that music that's playing? They want us to go to a break. Thank you to Chris Ilsley.
Thank you.
As always, fun. 6PR weeknights, 8 to midnight.
Yep.
Perth tonight. Where Perth talks
8:82
at
AM,
night.
6pr.com.au is the website.
Jen Merrigan, of course, Have a Go News. The website is.
haveagonews.com.au.
And of course, Ted Bull BC. That's his before Christ. From Curtin FM. Thank you. You're always a pleasure to have on the show.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Be nice about Ted. He has a National Trust classification.
Oh, I tell you what, you should get an honour of Australia, I think. Knight him. We'll be back after the break with more of The Catch. Thank you to the bitches. Thank you. Well, that- Welcome back to The Couch. It always gives me great pleasure to promote this lady that's coming up next. Di Wilcox, of course, one of our presenters, but she's got a great new book. There it is there. It's called The Magic Coat. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Fred.
And can we introduce Sian, or Sian? Am I
Yes,
right?
Sian and Aramis.
as per the aftershave.
They're my actual Magic Coat ambassadors, these two. They come around with me and talk about the book and why I've written it. And so I really appreciate the opportunity coming on and talking to your guests
Well,
about
tell
it.
us about the book. What is it all about?
So, as I was a teacher for 20 years and I saw so many children become very disengaged, and I spent my recess and lunch times talking to them, trying to get an understanding of what was going on. And I realised that our kids face so many different problems these days. Mum and dad are fighting, there's not enough money, who am I going to play with, no one likes me. all these issues going on in their head. And yet as teachers, we're pushing them to perform academically. But the reality is, and the research has proven, children will not perform academically unless they feel socially and emotionally well and safe. So I've written the magic coat, which is basically an analogy of a bright yellow coat that children use their imagination to put on.
Yep.
And inside the coat are a number of different pockets, and each pocket has a different character, and each character represents a different strategy they can use to manage a problem. So, Aramis...
Can you give us an example?
I sure can. Do you know what? Even better, I'll get the kids to give us an example.
Well, let's do
So, Aramis, you've got a favourite character. Who's your favourite character in the book?
Solomon the surfboard.
Solomon the surfboard. If you turn through the pages,
Okay, I'll
Fred,
look through it.
You will find... Would you like me to help you? Do you want me to find the characters for you?
Well, luckily, is it a surfboard that I'm looking for?
It is a surfboard that you're looking for.
And what happens with this wonderful character, Aramis?
Well, Solomon the surfboard is a surfboard, and the waves are meant to be... Yeah, that's it. The waves are meant to be like problems, and whenever the Solomon the surfboard goes over the waves, it's like he gets over a problem. And say if you fall off the surfboard, he always reminds you to get back on. No matter how big the wave is, everybody feels scared, and it's always good to get back on board.
So can you give me an example where that would work in real life? Like for you, would it be like something happening, you haven't been able to do your homework, and all of a sudden you apply yourself and get better? Give me an example.
Well,
Something that
Can you
happens
think
to
of
you.
a problem that you've had?
yeah, at school once, like I was really nervous for some testing, and then like I got myself on board. I was thinking of the positive sides, and I was thinking what's gonna
Help
get
you through
better
it?
for me than what's gonna than what's gonna get worse for me.
High five.
And did it work?
Yeah, it worked
Beautiful.
a lot.
So, Sian, tell me about the book.
So
Where does it affect you? How's it worked for you?
yeah, so I like the characters because they're very bright and colourful.
I noticed they've all got little. I love the one that says "awesome."
Yeah.
Like, is it easy for kids to read? Like
Yeah.
at your ages? Because how old are you guys?
I'm 11.
11.
And I'm 10.
So was it easy for you to pick it up and go, oh, this is fun, or is it, oh, it's too hard to read, can't be bothered? What do you look for in a book like this that's going to make you read it and pick it up?
I like that it's bright and colourful and all the different pictures.
Yep.
And also like just very easy to read and fun, I guess.
Have you enjoyed reading the book?
Yeah.
Do you read it more than once?
Yes.
Do you go back and use it as a reference maybe?
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea of it, Fred, is, you know, so many parents are having to, and so many parents are looking for help with their kids and how to manage how they're feeling. This book is a tool that any family can pick up and read. And the great thing is you don't have to read it from front to back every night. You could pick one character and make that your focus. And we're training teachers. So we're now, we've got teachers using it, social workers, the WA police are now using it as a language. I'm in the prisons, so I'm working with the women and children in prisons using this program, and it's just been endorsed by Murdoch University here in Western Australia. So Murdoch University have endorsed it.
Have you written other books, Di? or is this
I
the first?
have. I've written a book called Beneath Your Beautiful, and I've also written Parenting Through the
So
Primary
you're
Years.
a family expert, really.
I
You
love
help
doing
us
all
out.
family. Yeah, and I want to help families reconnect, but more than that, I want to give kids the tools to manage their issues rather than thinking there's something wrong with them.
Now, look, this book is fantastic. Where can we get our hands on them if we want to get the book?
Yeah, so if you want to get a copy of the book, you can just go to themagiccoat.com. They're all available online. We've got some new resources coming up in the next couple of months too, so they'll be able to find all those resources online.
Fantastic. And you're going to write another one after this?
Of course, this is going to be a series of books. So this is the first one,
Love it.
and we've already started the next one, which will be out next year.
Now, can I get a final wrap from the kids? Aramis, why do you reckon kids need to read this book? What's the best thing about it?
So it can help them out through life, because most kids, they don't really tell what's going on through their family and what's really going on and affecting them. And like their parents always think that kids are always reacting for no reason, but there's always a story behind something, and the Magic Coat will help parents
Fantastic.
and kids also understand one another.
Well said. Well done. I cannot believe you're only 9.
10.
10. Oh, gee, 10. Yeah, I know. I could have guessed you 10. Well done. That's great words. And yourself, Sian.
I think that it's very important that kids get to know this, because then there will be a common language and everyone understands it, and it's just kind of like a thing that they can go to if they have
Like a
some
reference book.
problems.
And is it hard coming the fact that it's your mum, or does she
No.
force it? Or do you,
No.
do you pick it up and actually tell the truth to her? Like, or do you say,
Yeah.
Mum, the next one should be more colour, more pictures? Do you help
do
her?
that.
Well
She
done.
does that.
And that's the best thing of coming from real kids. Well done, Di. I wish you all the best with the book.
Thank you so
It's
much.
called The Magic Coat. We've got 2 to give away today, folks. Stick around, because I'm going to tell you how you can win these on our website as well. So we'll give them away on our website, Facebook website. But the book's available, again, where?
At themagiccoat.com, and they can read all about the program on there.
Well done, kids. Thanks to Aramis, thanks to Sian, and thank you to Di Wilkos. It's a pleasure to have you here, and always nice to have you back. Di.
Thanks, Fred. Have an awesome week.
And I'm going to take these books home and read them too. Somebody else that may want to read this book is our next presenter. Over to you, Nisha. You've got a great guest.
Thank you, Fred. Very excited today to have Luke Harris, the CEO of the Property Mentors, with us here on the couch. Welcome, Luke.
Great, thanks for having me.
Luke, you are talking about a really important topic today, one that some of us get a bit nervous about, and that is property investment, but more so the actual strategy behind your personal investment choices.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of investors go out there in the marketplace and just start buying property with no real plan in place.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Because you can enter the market and you can think about investing from a personal perspective at various stages of your life. Is that correct?
That's right. And look, regardless of where you're at, everyone's got goals they want to achieve, and we've used property as the vehicle to help us to get there.
And you have a great book that you're promoting at the moment. Tell us about the book.
Yeah, look, my business partner, Matt Bateman, and myself wrote the book because after setting up the business called the Property Mentors, we help people to actually work out what they're trying to achieve through their investing and work backwards from that. So through the book, we've not focused on the property itself as much as we've focused on the actual investor, because of course everyone's got different goals they want to achieve and they've got different life cycles that they go through. And what we've found through our own investing is that most people are making financial decisions without really knowing what their plan is.
And we were chatting offset before, being a psychologist, about wealth behaviour and savings behaviour, and I think it's really interesting because you're getting to the crux of I guess the decisions that people are making being linked to more of a long-term plan, as opposed to making decisions that are just linked to in the moment changes that may, happen to you and me and whatnot.
Absolutely. And look, through our own investing, we realised some of the mistakes that we'd made and realised that if we'd actually had a plan and had somebody there to hold our hand, like a mentor, then we probably would have got better results. Now, we didn't have bad results through our own investing. I started investing in Perth when I was 20. I bought my first property at 20 and started my first business at 19. So I started young, but a lot of people...
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, absolutely. But a lot of people don't start that young. So I've got people in their 30s and 40s that still haven't bought property and they don't have a plan of attack on how they're going to really set themselves up for the future.
And why is that so important? What's so real about that?
Yeah, look, I think the biggest challenge is that it seems daunting and hard for a lot of people. They don't know how to get started, don't know where to look, how to do research, what to buy, where to buy, how to get funding. And really it just seems all too hard for some people.
And why invest? This may sound like a silly question, but why?
Well, why, I guess, is probably one of the most important questions for anybody to ask, is that at some level, everybody has something that they want to achieve, and most people don't just want to get up and go to work for the rest of their lives. And when we look at what's happening here in this country right now, a lot of people heading towards retirement really don't have a plan. Some of the most stressed out people we speak to are people in their late 50s that are looking at retiring in the next 5 to 10 years and they don't have anything to retire on. Knowing that the pension's probably not going to be around in years to come is quite scary for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And, is there ever a right time or a wrong time to invest?
Look, the right time is always now. I would say no matter what level you're at, get started. You can invest very small amounts of money in property. There's other ways to invest in property without actually buying the property. A lot of people don't know about those things. So we teach our investors to go through a bit of a process of setting their goals and then looking at different opportunities that are out there that we put together for our members.
And it certainly sounds like people's anxiety reduces when they come and see you, because it is a step-by-step plan that's easy to follow, I'm assuming?
Absolutely. In the book, we've actually got a section written on sharks and cowboys, because we've actually seen the good, the bad and the ugly out there in the property investment space. And there are a lot of companies out there that are really just trying to ram a property down your throat and trying to sell you a property one time. Our approach really is a long-term relationship, because business can and should be a win-win. So if we've set up win-win relationships with our members, they're going to have a long-term plan, they're going to have somebody to hold their hand through the journey, they're going to make money, we're going to make money, and it's a successful outcome for everybody.
That's fantastic. So how do people get in contact with you and find out more?
So we've got a website called thepropertymentors.com.au. Yep.
Fantastic.
Then there's a giveaway for the book as well. So if you want the first 5 chapters of the book,
I want the first 5 chapters.
You can check out the first 5 chapters by going to thepropertymentors.com.au/giveaway.
Okay, brilliant. Now, any other tips or any other areas that you wanted to mention to the audience before we go today, because time goes so quickly?
Absolutely. Look, I would probably just suggest that if anybody's looking at investing, wanting to get into any sort of investing, work out what your plan is, work out where you're at right now, where you want to get to. So we call that your point A position, working out your point B position.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for coming on the couch, Luke. Really appreciate it.
No problem, it's great.
And we'll look forward to having you on again soon.
Thanks for having me over.
Luke Harris, CEO of the Property Mentors. Really, really good advice there. If you're looking for the book, you can, of course, go to the Booktopia website or thecouch.com.au as well for more information, our Facebook page. But for now, it's back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Nisha. Just a quick question for Luke. I won't take up too much time. Luke, I know property buying, we're setting a target of income. Is there any idea of maybe getting a book for people who have lower incomes that can still get into the market, or does this book cover that?
The book covers really goal setting around how to get started. Obviously, without knowing what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve, it's really hard to know how much money you actually need to make. So there is ways that we offer for our members to get started with very small amounts without buying the actual property.
Fantastic. They can get in touch with you directly.
Absolutely.
Well done. That's Luke, of course. And Luke has given us 5 of these books to give away. It's called Let's Get Real, as we saw in the interview. If you would like one of these books, very simple. It's this one actually, and also the magic coat that we've got here that Di brought in as well. Giving away 5 of each of the books. All you need to do is basically send an SMS with your name and your details. So name and address to 0439 929 929. That's 0439 929 929, whether you want the book Let's Get Real or you want the magic coat, and we'll send it out to you, our lucky 5 first SMSs. Thanks to Luke, thanks to Di. We'll see you after the break because we're talking travel with Steve Collins next. Welcome back to the couch. This is my favourite time here on the couch, where we try and give away 2 tickets to Singapore, flying Scoot on the Dreamliner plane. Here it is on the screen right now. It is amazing, this prize. You get to travel with Grumpy. No, Grumpy came with us when we went to Singapore last time. It was a beautiful flight. Grumpy's here in the studio, by the way, so say hello to Grumpy as well. Grumpy, hello.
Hello, Fred.
Nice to have you here. It's exciting. We're going to try and give away this double
great.
pass or double tickets to Singapore. We're calling a contestant at home. Now, the contestant's name is Steve Collins. No, it's not.
Oh, damn.
The contestant is actually Terry Summers from
Playford in South Australia.
And neither of us have been there.
I think it's a suburb of Adelaide.
All right. Well,
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is.
Let's dial that number. Now, the way you're going to win, folks, is you have to pick up the phone. If you don't pick up the phone, you ain't going to win. So let's dial them. Terry in South Australia. Let's hope they pick up the phone. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 5. Nope, no answer. What do you reckon, Steve? We've got to... Next week, we're going to have to give it away again.
Well, no, you're going to give it away for the first time next week.
Yes, but every week we've been trying to give it away. No one picks up the phone. Is it the 3rd week? I think it's the 3rd week. But we will try again next week.
Will they give you their mobiles or their landline?
These are mobile numbers.
Okay, well, that should have it.
Unfortunately, folks, if you enter an SMS with your phone number, you should enter it. Otherwise, you miss out and lose a couple of grand's worth of tickets to Singapore, including your food, your seats and all. Now, if you want to be part of the competition, this is all you have to do. SMS the word Scoot. That's our code word. You can SMS it to 0439 929 929. Name and address. I'll say it again. Name and address must be on that SMS, or you can send it to us by email at scoot@thecouch.com.au, but you must include your name and address, please. Next week, we'll pick another lucky person. It might even be from Perth, but the last couple of weeks, it's all been from over east. So congratulations to the people who have won, but those 3 people have missed out for the last 3 weeks. Thank you very much to Scoot as well. We'll do it again next week. Steve, talking travel.
Yes, we are. We're going to go to Cambodia today, Fred, particularly Siem
Now,
Reap.
you went there a month or two ago, and that was awesome.
I went there with my wife, who is going to be featuring in some of the videos, because I had been there before. I went there in 2002 and was knocked out. This place around Siem Reap, but particularly Angkor Wat, the temples there, it is just phenomenal. It's a World Heritage Site. It's one of the best places I've ever been, so I thought I should take Heather there.
Cambodia, for a lot of people, because I wanted to go there, and so many people say to me, oh, it's still primitive, it's not really time to travel there. From your words, what do you reckon?
Oh, no, I've not found it primitive. The first time I went there was in 2002, and I loved it then. The only difference I will say is when I went back to Siem Reap this time was the number of tourists there has increased exponentially. I mean, there's many thousands more than there were when I first went. But look, it's a great place. Even Phnom Penh, which I don't feature in this, Phnom Penh is a lovely, it's an old French colonial city, and because there hadn't been much development there, it still has those wide tree-lined boulevards and lovely old buildings. So it's a nice place. My son's going to Cambodia in a couple of weeks, but he's going to a little island off Sihanoukville with a couple of mates.
See, there's a lot of places we never hear about because the travel agents don't either promote them or we don't hear about it.
That's true.
But how do we get there from Australia? Is it to Singapore first or?
Well, you can't go there direct. I went there on Singapore. I went scoot to Singapore, and then I went Jetstar up to Siem Reap. But you can go there from Singapore. You can go there via KL or whatever as well. You need to go via another destination. Unfortunately, it'd be good if we could have some direct flights from Australia.
Fantastic, yeah. And what did you get up to when you went there?
Well, I'm going to tell you. First of all, we went to a place called Tonle Sap. Now, Tonle Sap is this lake, and here we are here. Now, this is at low tide. After the wet season, all these waters come from the Himalayas and they go down the Mekong River, and there's so much water there they get pushed up a tributary to this Tonle Sap, which over doubles in size when the water comes up. And you've got all these people living there. You've saw the stilt houses before. We'll see some more, but a lot of people live in floating villages on the Tonle Sap. And this is typical life there. And they are mainly fisher people, fisher folk, and they live their whole lives there and catch fish. As I say, when Tonle Sap is at its greatest, it's a lot deeper, it's a lot wider, it's a lot longer. Then the fish flow up as well, and the fishing is very, very good. But they live their whole lives like that on these floating houses, on these floating villages.
And I asked you, are these people well off if they've got a house like that, or are they just normal?
Well, it's interesting because I had this conversation. Now, as far as the floating houses go, I'm not sure, but I do know that when you see the stilt houses, and here's one of them here, what they do is they build their house, and they've got to put up on stilts because that's how high the water goes. But what they do is they build whatever they can afford, and then if they get more money, they just add on to the house.
Really?
It's a great way to build. So you build to your budget, and if you have, say, a good fishing season, you've got a bit more money, you want to extend the house, you just do it. It's a good system.
How many people would live in a house like that?
Well, they're typically families.
The whole
now,
family.
In Cambodia, a family would be 3 generations. You'd have grandparents, you'd have parents.
Yep.
And you'd have the children, because quite often what happens there is the parents work, the grandchildren, the grandparents look after the children. So that's what would normally happen there.
And what else did you get up to while you were there?
Well, we went to, now, the full reason for going to Siem Reap is to go and see Angkor Wat. Now, a lot of people think Angkor Wat is one temple. It's not. It's dozens of temples over a very, very wide area. This one is called Beng Milier, and this is about 70 kilometres from Siem Reap. And look at it. This was once a great city which has been inundated by jungle. It's a massive place. This is Angkor Wat. This is the biggest temple there, the biggest temple complex. This is massive. This was once, in about the 12th century, this was the biggest city in the world. It's a temple city. It's remarkable because this was all covered by jungle and it's all been reclaimed. Look how steep those steps are. The first time I went there, I actually climbed up those steps. They don't look much, but they're very, very steep and very, very narrow. But these days you can't. They've put in these
wow, you can
safer
see it there.
steps, but they're still pretty steep. You
They
can
look
see
like
that.
this, upright.
That is, but it's massive. You don't really get the idea of the size of it. People go there. This is another little temple just away, a couple of kilometres away from Angkor Wat, and you've got all these wonderful statues.
What's the religion
and
there?
carvings.
Is it?
Well, they were built.
Hindu
First of all, they were built as Hindu temples. Then the next lot were Buddhist temples, and they also have some Muslim temples there, and they're extremely well built. This is called Tar Prom, and look at these. These are giant fig trees, and they've just been overgrown. This wonderful old temple, and it's collapsed a lot. And look at the fig tree, and look at the roots. It's just incredible. Incredible place to go. And so all these temples, and there's so many of them, and you can spend hours and hours looking at them. And some of them have got the whole history of the temple in a bas relief carved. And if you know a little bit about it, and you know a little bit about the bas reliefs, you can actually follow the history. A lot of it is legendary, not true, because these are devoted to the gods. But it was a massive city temples back in the 12th to 14th centuries. And the scientists believe that what happened was they had a bit of a dry spell, so the civilization's finished, and then the jungles came in and took over
So
again.
some quick question, food great?
Food in Cambodia, we're going to see food in a minute,
they want us
because
to-
this is Siem Reap.
Let's have a look at the food
This is the main town in Siem Reap, and this is Pub Street. And here we are. This is a Cambodian hot steamboat. This is wonderful. It's like a steamboat. You've got the soup down the bottom, but they grill the meat on
looks
top, and it
incredible.
is wonderful. It is so nice. That's rolled ice cream. They bash this ice cream with fruit in it, and people
There's
go
the
there and
feet.
get the fish eat their dead skin. It's a very, very vibrant place. Here's Heather. This is in a tuk-tuk, a Cambodian tuk-tuk, and you'll see there's one in the background there. It's a carriage, like a horse carriage being towed behind a bike. We're on the wrong side of the road there. That's why Heather was saying, what's going on? But we're on the wrong side of the road. But it's a very, very pretty city, as you can see.
It looks
Lots of tree-lined avenues. Food everywhere, great restaurants. A bit of party. There's bars and shops there. A really interesting
Many
place
places
to
to stay?
Heaps of places. We stayed in a terrific place near where this little intersection is. We stayed in a place called the Baby Elephant Boutique Hotel.
A good name.
And it's lovely.
Yeah, I
it's
saw the
really
photos.
nice. It's owned and run by Australians.
Beautiful.
And it's one of the best places I've stayed in. The Baby Elephant Boutique Hotel. It's just
give
wonderful.
Cambodia a score from 1 to 5.
Oh, 1 to 5. Well, it depends where you go in Cambodia, but certainly Siem Reap, it's certainly 4.5.
You urge people to travel there then if they haven't been before? I haven't been. I'd love to go there.
No, look, Cambodia's great. I've been to Phnom Penh as well, and that's a lovely city.
Fantastic.
It's a great place. Very easy to get to from Australia.
Looks amazing. That's Cambodia. What's your website, Steve?
Steve Collins, travelcorrespondent.com. Look at that.
Thank you very much. Steve
Thank you
Collins,
very
of
much.
course, talking travel. Back again next week. We're going to be doing
We're
something
doing something
different.
special
Comedy
next
next week.
yes.
We'll see you at the other side of this break when we cook some Spanish food. See you then.
Welcome back to another fresh and local, and very excited today. We have some Colombian cooks in the kitchen with us. Welcome, Matt and Marcella.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. Absolute pleasure. It was 3 years ago that you were on the couch. It's like a little historic moment getting you back.
It was great back then.
And you've expanded since then. So Marcelitas, Colombian foods. So you've really expanded your range of foods that you offer people.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we expand today. So we're going to cook the arepas today.
Oh, how exciting. Okay.
Yes.
What are they?
The arepas is made with corn. The maize is a little flat, similar tortilla. We putting with chorizo today. So we're going to put, it's our recipe.
Okay.
So essentially, arepas are basically like bread in Colombia. So you'll eat arepas for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Wonderful.
Arepas go with everything. So basically, like bread. You have thick ones, you have thin ones, you have all different varieties.
Wonderful. So
yeah.
let's talk through some of the ingredients so the audience can see what how healthy this is too from the looks of it.
Well, so this is a finished arepa here, which is the...
We will be cooking one today though, which is good.
we are making it fresh. So,
This is made with corn.
so we make this from maize flour. That gets fried, and then for the rest of it, we fill it with some fresh salad.
Fresh salad.
The Colombian style chorizo.
Okay,
This is-
Colombian style. Tell us about what makes it Colombian.
So fresh local pork. We put some cumin.
Cumin.
We put spring onion. We put paprika. We put a little bit of chili, and we use a special Colombian spice mixture, which is called triguisar, which
Triguisar.
is
Yes.
essentially...
You can probably say it in amazing accent.
Triguisar.
Triguisar. That's
Yes,
it.
that's correct.
A triguisar is basically like if you want to make anything taste a bit more Colombian, you add triguisar.
Oh,
It's like-
excellent. There, you
yeah.
heard it here first.
Yes.
Okay, so what else do we have here? Let's move along the ingredients.
Basically pickled onion, some fresh coriander, and a Colombian chili salsa, which is...
Ooh, is that
Funny.
really
This is
hot?
our one recipe.
This is
Yes.
our own recipe, which is this is called ají pique.
Ooh, so if you
is-
show it, maybe
So
tilt it
this
a little
is
bit
chili.
for us
Yep.
to see there. Wow.
So this is chili,
I
coriander.
can see seeds in there.
Yes.
It's a bit. It's got a kick to it.
Vinegar.
But,
Yes.
yeah.
Cool. And what's on the end there?
And we have the cheese. This is the cheese we're going to make with arepas
So
today.
we're actually going to go two different types of arepas. This
Okay.
is the thin arepa, which we're going to put with the chorizo. We're also going to make arepa de
arepa.
queso, which is a different kind of arepa, but with cheese throughout the pastry.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, let's get started. I'll leave it to the experts. What are we going to do
So
first?
I'm going to start.
I'm going to
doing
start cooking
this.
these chorizos.
Okay, wonderful. I might just keep
these
an
on
eye
the
out
plate.
here because this is the part that gets a bit
The part time,
challenging.
yes.
So we've got the chorizo put on first because that takes a few minutes to cook.
Yep.
Yep. And then here you've got the. Tell us a bit about how you've made the dough
So
there.
we are going to the dough. But you can make the. This is with maize. So this is a corn flour. So this is
flour.
the gluten free.
Ah, gluten free.
Yeah.
Is there
So
any
today
reason
we're going
maize is
to do
healthy?
this with the cheese at the moment. So we're putting cheese here inside.
What type of cheese is it? Can you choose any
You
cheese?
can use any cheese.
Yeah.
So I have here at the moment the
some
mozzarella,
mozzarella.
and
Mozzarella?
mozzarella, and we and cheddar. We put in cheddar too.
Oh, lovely.
So you make a little ball and things, something like that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So while you're getting that perfect, Matt, having a look here at the chorizo, any tips or tricks on how to cook this? How long you need to cook this?
No, we've got some that we've blanched a little bit, so they cook a bit faster. And
Okay.
then the others, every market that we do, we generally cook things from scratch. So
Fantastic.
just on a hot grill. And another really great way to cook the chorizos is over charcoal. So we do private catering events where we'll take a big charcoal barbecue out with us, and
Fantastic.
we'll do what's called a Colombian asado. So asado.
Asado, I like that.
Asado.
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 Sounds so much sexier when you say it, Marcella.
So asado just basically means barbecue in Spanish, and
I
so
might have a asado at my house.
asado.
Asado. Sorry, I got it right. Asado.
Exactly. So
Fantastic.
so people will come around and they'll do an asado, which means just have a barbecue with some friends. And so we go out to companies and private events and make asado. And so we do the chorizos, we do some smoked pork ribs, chicken, beef.
Wow. And this is a diverse mix.
Yeah.
So you've got
Yes.
barbecue, you cater, which is really important for the audience to know, because you're also very busy in stalls. Tell us about where you actually have stalls.
So during summer we are very busy with markets and events that we go to. So we'll be at the Twilight Hawker Markets probably starting in September in the city of Perth.
Fantastic.
We do the Inglewood on Beaufort night markets along Beaufort Street in Inglewood. That runs all through summer as well. We go to the Kalamunda night markets up in Kalamunda. We've been down to the South Beach markets in Fremantle. So,
Fantastic. So you're all over the place, really.
yeah, anywhere that people want to come and eat delicious food, we're happy to go to. So,
Great. I'm
yeah.
going to stop you just for a moment. We're going to talk about the catering more in a sec.
Sure.
But what's actually happening there? That looks quite technical, so I just see what you're doing.
So we have the masa. So we have this. This masa has a salt and cumin.
Is this just plastic? Normal
It's a plastic. Yeah, because
Nisha,
yeah.
I love your Colombian. But it sounds dirty when you say it.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It sounds more sexy when Marcella
It
says
does. It does sound
Matt,
much
just a quick
sexier.
question. If you guys don't just sit at home waiting for people in summer, you guys do catering, Marcella was saying.
Yes, we
What
do.
sort of
Yes, we
stuff
do.
can you do?
Well, yeah, the whole barbecue package.
Can I get you to come to my house? So I've got 50 people.
Absolutely.
Can you cook up
Yes,
everything?
that's
for me?
right.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
It's a private
So
party.
we'll come to your place, we'll come to your business, we'll set up all of our stall, set up the barbecues and the fryers, we'll make the empanadas from scratch, we'll make the arepas from scratch.
Beautiful.
We'll pop in salads and beans and rice and to sort of fill it all
That's
out.
the thing
So-
about your food. It all includes fresh produce as well.
Yeah,
So it's not all out of a jar.
Everything we do, we try and make as fresh as possible.
Where
So,
can we get your sauces from?
You have to come and get it from us at the moment.
So you don't sell it from the website?
We're not packaging things at the moment for sale, but
Now, before we run out of time, give us your website, please.
so it's masterleaders.com.au. You can go.
There it
and
is on
find us.
screen right now.
Yeah.
Everything's on there so people can contact you guys
Absolutely.
for parties.
Yep.
Do you also put the locations of your food hall?
Yes,
store?
we do. We put them on our website and on Facebook every week.
All sorts, or?
Instagram,
Fantastic.
Master Leaders Perth on Instagram, so you can always find
Can
out.
we,
where
because
can
we've only got about a minute to go, are we able to make up the
Absolutely.
wrapper?
So I'm gonna.
Marcella, do you guys eat a lot of Colombian food at home, or do you sort of get sick of it and eat pizza and Italian and all?
We eat
We eat everything.
You eat everything.
Yeah.
Yes, we eat
I would
everything.
never get sick of Colombian food, I'll tell you that.
No?
It's just incredible. I remember last time they came on, Nisha did the empanadas.
Yes.
They were incredible. We'd never had them before. Fantastic. Now, folks, just before we go today, thanks for watching the show. Can I just say thanks to Nisha, thanks to everybody for being part of the show, thanks to the crew. We're going to leave you today with a lovely young girl. Her name is Amalia Casili, and she's going to be singing Happy, and we'll do that in a minute or so. But we'll just see the final product. Nisha, do you want to have a bit
Smells
of...
amazing,
Do you
doesn't
know what?
it?
I love the fresh food.
Smells amazing.
Of course, the business, again, what's it called?
It's called
Master Leaders Colombian Food.
That's
There
correct.
you go.
Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue.
Sold.
It looks incredible. Looks like we need more than a minute to eat it,
Unfortunately,
but we might
it
get a
does
bite
take some
into it.
time.
So thank you again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the show.
yum.
Can we maybe just show the food just quickly?
There those
We'll
seeds.
go into overtime.
Absolutely.
Matt, I'll
There
just
we
hold
go.
it over here if I
Beautiful.
can, just under the camera there. If we can take a shot of it under the camera there. Can you see it on that camera, how it looks? Look at that on top
yum.
view. No, you want to hold it that way. There we go. Look at it there.
Yum.
Matt, how
Smells
do we
amazing
hold that
too.
to bite it? Thank you for
Yeah.
watching, everyone. We really
Take
do
a
need
big
to
bite
go. We're
out.
going to have a bite of it. Nish, you want to have a bite?
Oh my goodness, you have a bite.
Okay, here we go. Thank
We
you.
know.
We'll see you next week on the couch while I...
Thank you. I will try some later.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, clap along, and if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along, and if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy, clap along,
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.